Jalen Milroe, Alabama quarterback, 6'1.5", 220 pounds. He has 8 3/4 inch hands, according to the Senior Bowl weigh-in stuff. 31 1/4 inch hands, whatever, wingspan, all that stuff doesn't matter. He's 22 years old. Last year at Alabama, he threw for 2,844 yards, passing 16 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. And he had 726 yards rushing, though, and an additional 20 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So this guy is a very, I think, polarizing player, right? I mean, I think
to me, he's not.
I know he's not a polarizing player to you.
I'm about to go back on everything I just said. Everything I just said, I'm about to do. But I don't. Doesn't mean I don't hope he turns it around. But when you're done, I'm gonna poop.
Just take your poop now, and then I'll get to, because I mean, all right. Let me just get out the quick overlay of how I
cupcake me, baby. Sweeten it up.
No, I want to see Jalen Milroe. Obviously, you see this guy on tape, and I'm first of all looking. I'm like, is this a running back? Is this a X wide receiver?
Watch his LSU tape. You're gonna come away pretty happy.
He is built like 6 foot. Basically 6'1.5", 220 pounds.
He's a linebacker.
He looks like a running back. He looks like a safety. He looks like a big old X receiver, playing quarterback. And there are times when he looks great. You watch the Georgia tape where he threw for 374 yards or something like that. 374 yards, and then ran for an additional 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's like the best tape you're going to see of this guy. And he looks fantastic. He's hitting all points of the field. His passes look crisp. There are other games when I feel like I am watching Taysom Hill. And this is a used to be quarterback who plays, halfback half the time and it could split out wide and is this utility player, but he's not a quarterback because he can't hit the broadside of a barn. So he's a very hard guy to nail down for me personally. And if I'm an NFL coach, I don't know how to view this guy. If he's a worker, like we were talking about Jalen Hurts, and he puts in all this time and is a grinder, maybe you can turn him into something, because you're going to have to rework your entire offense. There's no way that this guy, just like we were talking about Jalen Hurts, I think this is like a perfect transition. You're going to have stuff that showcases his run just so you can get a linebacker to always be spying on him, just to make throws easier out in the secondary. You know what I mean? And to make it easier for your running backs. He's that type of weapon with his feet that he can do that. He can suck up linebackers. He can have there could be a spy dedicated to him at all times, but he has to then prove that he can throw the ball. And that's the hard part for me, because he's so inconsistent. If you just watch the Georgia tape, you're like, this dude can do it. And I urge everyone to get in our film room and watch that tape, because you're going to get excited. When you watch all the other stuff, you're going to be confused. And that's how I feel.
There's always, with him, there's moments of excitement. Like I said, you watch him versus LSU outside of the Georgia tape. LSU, 39-yard touchdown run, juke 2 defenders. Same game, he had a 60-yard bomb to Ryan Williams, right? And when I saw his hand size come out, being 8 3/4, like, kind of made sense, right? Like, oh, okay, like that helps with some of his inaccuracies. His hand's kind of small. I can't really like rip the ball like as good. I
mean, there's a lot to be said about hand size and quarterbacks. I don't know how real it is and how much it doesn't Joe Burrow also have like really tiny hands or something?
They're not that small.
Okay.
He did have small hands, but I think outside of Joe Burrow, and I only remember this, I could be completely wrong here, so don't fact check me. Just take my word for it. I thought,
just take this at face value and don't.
I thought when I was doing the Kenny Pickett study stuff, said like for the most part, guys that have under 9-inch hands almost a 0%. And while I'm talking, look up. I think see if Joe Burrow's over 9 inches. But I thought anyone who had under 9-inch hands like never end up being good ever. Like that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And Kenny Pickett had first round pedigree, right? So, and that's my comp. I've been calling it on the show for a while. I said this is 2 comps that you do not want. Jalen Milroe is a combination of Kenny Pickett and Anthony Richardson.
according to the NFL.com, he has 9-inch hands, Joe Burrow. So
Exactly. So he's not under. I thought it was like under the 9-inch hands kind of
sorry, it's apparently started playing stuff.
8 3/4. You know what I mean? Like that's under 9 inches. And
I mean, honestly, a quarter of an inch.
Listen,
a quarter of an inch. Who's gonna do? Come on, man.
Listen.
I want to see the real measurements from the combine, because what if he comes back with the real combine measurements, and now all of a sudden he's got 9-inch hands?
It's still
because all they did was stretch it out all the way.
Okay, hey, maybe
would that make you feel better about him?
No, because his tape is terrible. Like it really is. I mean,
just wanted
look
to
at his SEC stats: 5 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's got everything. Like I feel like when he gets out, like he gets in, if he can come in, plant his feet, not be rushed, and have a clean, like he could deliver a ball downfield, like okay for like over like 70% of the time, but like and as long as it's his first, like it's his read, he knows exactly where he's going, like it's a scripted play, like you're at like your pro day. I feel like everything outside of that, Jalen Milroe just really starts to fall apart. Like you said, his accuracy is like just bad, like not even like close bad. Like,
I'm trying to think, you know, in my head, how bad was like a Lamar Jackson, for instance?
Lamar Jackson won a Heisman. He was a good quarter. Like he threw a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah, but he used to throw wobblers, ducks.
He did,
and he got rid of that.
His deep ball had. To be fair, Lamar still throws some deep ball ducks. Like he comes out of there and it's wobbling. Like I think Josh Allen's like I said, Josh Allen was a big running quarterback, strong, but like 55% accuracy. Like someone was like, so he was the one. And like I said the same thing. Like, these guys are like real hard to like fix that. Like, and it is for the most part, guys that are like that, they have a hard time being corrected.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
And it's not just his accuracy. It's like his decision making. Like I said, once he like loses that first read, like things like get kind of chaotic for him. And yeah, he's a big guy that can run, but like it's not going to really work in the NFL for him because like you could literally said, "Oh, what do you got to do about bringing that extra safety in the box?" Like I would, if I'm playing Jalen Milroe, I'm playing man coverage every single time and daring him to beat me, knowing that I think there's like a 30% chance when he throws the football past, say, if he's gonna go deep, like we're gonna intercept the football.
Let me ask you this: you're gonna go man. They're gonna, they're gonna run 4 wides and empty out everything and have just Jalen Milroe back there, and you're gonna have a linebacker covering Jalen Milroe out of the backfield because that linebacker is gonna get torched.
No, let's bring my safeties in.
Those safeties are gonna be committed to the guys running downfield.
Well, depends on your linebacker. Listen, it's
because he's an athlete, man.
100% he's an athlete, but he's an athlete. One, here's a couple things. I don't think this is gonna be a moot point. I don't think he's gonna even be drafted. I don't think he's gonna draft capital or anything. Right? Like, again, we talk about
what if he goes second
round? I have no interest in Jalen Milroe. I really don't. I don't, because I don't think the way watching his tape, I mean, he has no touch on his ball. I mean, he throws. I've seen like I'll see him like there'll be a guy at like
he's got a ways to go as a thrower.
The big guy 3 yards out and he's rocking the football to him. You know what I mean? It's just like
agree. Yep.
When I watch Jalen Milroe, at no point do I see it.
When I watch Jalen Hurts. Just, you know what I mean? Like there are, I hate to say it, there are a lot of similarities between these guys as far as how I feel about them coming in. And I don't know that I want to make the exact same mistake with another guy that has fantasy upside. You know what I mean? That's what I want to kind of at least keep this guy's hat in the ring, so to speak.
He goes second round. He goes to the Raiders. He's on my board.
What if he goes second round to the Colts? The guys that brought Jalen Hurts into the league and made him successful go to the Colts. They have a disaster of a situation there.
So they bring another.
So they bring in this other guy to compete, and hopefully the best of they get the bet. They don't have to change up the offense for either one of them, and the cream rises to the top here. so to speak.
If they do that, I still won't take him because I believe now they have Anthony Richardson and Jalen Milroe. Anthony Richardson will beat out Jalen Milroe. I feel like
Do you remember Anthony Richardson
I know,
throwing the ball last year?
I will take Anthony Richardson over I'll take him over Milroe as an athlete.
No freaking way, dude.
Dude, Anthony Richardson's a big guy too.
He's big. He's not an athlete like Milroe. Milroe dusts that dude, man.
Okay, that's fine too. Either way, if those are their options.
If Milroe runs, he's going to be a 4-4 guy.
Matt, if those are their options, he goes in the second round to the Colts. The Colts will have a top 5 pick next year and draft a quarterback in the top 5 to replace both of them. So no, I don't like him there. Like
I'm just trying to work scenarios here that Jalen Milroe isn't just a complete afterthought here, because I think there's something from a fantasy football perspective that's intriguing about him. Would I want him if the Browns drafted him? I would be bummed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want him as my quarterback because there's just so much up in the air. But for a draft pick in fantasy football, he's got the kind of upside that you want. He's going to get you 600 yards rushing.
Matt, I understand. I am not listen.
Yeah.
Take his athleticism off the table. I understand that. Yeah, that's sweet. I hope they move him to tight end or running back. Then I'll like him. Actually, yeah, I'll prefer him there. Those are his strengths. Everything else, which is playing quarterback, which is what he's going to be asked to do, he's not good at.
I know.
Like,
listen, I know this. I'm trying to be devil's advocate here, and at the same time, there is a sliver of me that doesn't want to just discount Milroe.
Listen, because I understand the enticement of that because he could probably get you some points. That's fine. I don't see any long-term success here. Out of all 12 quarterbacks we watched, he was one of the worst of the 12 I watched. That I had the least amount of fun watching because I don't see an NFL quarterback. I see a really good athlete.
I agreed. He is hard to project as a quarterback, but if an NFL team sees him that way and is willing to let him maybe develop a little bit, I think he could be something. Just because, especially from fantasy football, which is what we're talking about, from a fantasy football perspective, he's interesting.
Okay.